Alright, I know we've all been working on this project for a while now. We've all put a lot of time and effort in it, so Ms. Smith can get a proper review of how the organization's going. So to start it off, Stock is going to tell us a little bit of background to help bring everything together.
Alright guys, so Fine Foods is broken into 3 strategic marketing units. There's, of course, just marketing unit 1, 2, and 3. So 1 and 3 sell very similar products. They have similar production methods and things like that. And all 3 units use the same allocation process for their costs. So that's perfectly fine for 1 and 3. But strategic marketing unit number 2 has a lot of special orders for product MP. And according to Ms. Smith, she believes that with this special order, the cost allocation methods aren't very good for that product. So she thinks it gives them an unfair disadvantage. So I'm going to basically talk real quick about some of their cost allocation methods here. Just bear with me, I'm just going to read a few things off here. So raw material, packaging material, and direct production salaries are added to determine what Fine Foods calls direct calculated costs. Electricity, steam, water, warehouse costs are then allocated based on estimates and a markup to cover spoilage and other incalculable costs. This calculation gives an amount the company calls variable manufacturing costs. Material costs are determined based on the cost required for 1 unit of product. Direct salaries are determined by the amount of time normally required for 1 unit multiplied by the hourly labor cost. Fine Food allocates what it considers to be fixed production costs in a complicated process. A list of what Fine Foods considers to be fixed production costs is shown in Table 1, if you guys want to refer to that then. Costs for production management, steam boilers, and quality are shared by different factories. Estimates are made about usage of these activities, and costs are allocated to factories based on these estimates. If only one factory uses a service, the entire cost of the service is allocated to that factory. When these and other costs are assigned to factories, 2 approaches are used for further allocation to product groups and products. All costs for steam boilers, building maintenance, vehicles, and sanitation are allocated directly to products using net weight or gross weight. Remaining factory costs are first allocated for product groups. One allocation is a fixed percentage based on estimates that don't change for each product group. Other costs are allocated based on the weight, labor time, and production time of the product produced. If the allocation of remaining factory costs is a fixed percentage, then allocation of products is based on production time. For special orders, virtually all product MP, the total freight out is accumulated for a month and then allocated based on the weight of the product shipped. The estimated freight cost is included in the sales price. Similar procedures are followed for other products for which Fine Foods pays the freight. Median sales promotion costs for SMU 1 and 2 are allocated to product groups and to individual products based on weight of products sold. Fine Foods allocates what it calls other fixed costs in 2 ways. Sales and marketing costs, which are incurred only in SMU 1 and 2, are allocated to products based on sales volume. Costs for top management, business administration, information systems, human resources, supply management, and logistics are allocated in 2 steps. Costs are first allocated to cost centers based on number of employees, labor time, production time, or set percentages. Then costs are further allocated to product based on gross sales, amount of time spent on internal reviews, number of marketing campaigns, quantity sold, number of orders, net weight of product delivered, or equally to each product.
Okay, well, for special orders, I know Frank here covered it briefly, so I wonder if you could give some background on what you found for special orders.
All right, so special order is one in which the contract can be rejected within 1 year. That's what, prior to delivery, that's what SMU2 and Fine Foods designate as a special order. With these special orders, it's only 2% of their actual sales for Fine Food. Like you had said, it's product MP. It's mainly to the Mexican market, and it's not really a huge part of their diet, but it's such a niche market that they want to keep using it. And the fact that they already have products going out and like their US based and their Canada based ones, distributors, they feel like they should keep staying with this product. What's good about this product, it's in 10-pound packs, it can be kept frozen up to a year, and usually it's only made, the orders are usually made in large quantities. The only thing that really was like a hiccup, they only accept orders when the contribution margin is positive for SMU2. So, I mean, that's something that we can look at.
Alright guys, now we got a solid background on all this stuff and we're all on the same page. Let's go see what Bill over here has to say. See the kind of suggestions he has.
Alright, I looked into this a little bit, and as Frank said, since the product can stay fresh frozen for a year, I think we could probably set a minimum to bulk orders, and possibly reduce their freight costs with smaller orders. Because of the minimum of freight and orders, instead of shipping, let's say 10 smaller orders, we'll only have to ship 3 bigger orders, considering that Fine Foods looks at sales as sales minus variable manufacturing costs and freight costs equals the net sales. So by setting that minimum, we'll cut down on some of those freight costs, and that'll give us more net sales.
Alright, that's a good point. Along with that, I was thinking about taking the avenue of hiring specialized hourly workers that will just focus specifically on the specialized orders, because the way it's set up now, one day you might be doing one order and then the next 10 minutes you're working on a specialized order. It just really interrupts the flow of working. Your efficiency is going to go down. So if you hire specialized hourly workers that know they're going to go into the office, I'm going to do this, we're going to make the orders, we're going to get in, get out, we'll cut down on the time, we'll cut down on the variable costs. So the special orders will be able to be routinely put out. We're going to know when we're going to do this. A worker's going to know, maybe I'm going to make this today and this tomorrow, instead of, oh, I have 10 minutes of time, maybe I'll work on this a little bit. It'll just make the efficiency go up and should be able to increase the outputs, which in the end will raise revenues.
Alright, I like that idea. Working off of what Tom says, I was looking at the way their ordering system is now, and it seems that a lot of their customers just place orders randomly. They get a lot of different orders at a lot of different time. Some are a lot of notice, some are little notice, so you got their workers scrambling to do all kinds of different work. So I think what they need to do is work on making a more structured ordering system. Maybe talk to their customers about setting a time that they need to order it in front of before they actually order it. So that way it can get our shipping down. It can get our workers ready to do what job they need to do for that time. Also, I think we need to work on a more structured production schedule, as he said, with hiring these hourly workers. This will make it so that they are more efficient because they know what they're going to be doing each day when they come into work. And our other workers will be working on any orders that aren't special orders. So that way we don't have our normal orders or our normal workers today, let's say working on their normal order, and all of a sudden they get last second order in that they have to scramble to put out. By making this more structured, they'll be able to get what orders they need to get done at that time on a schedule, and it'll improve efficiency in the workplace. That's it.
Alright, so after all this information is given, what do you think of the Fine Foods performance?
Well, after reviewing their Fine Foods report, I found this paragraph in their statement. It said, Fine Foods Inc. is owned by Great Plains Capital, a private equity firm. Great Plains Capital gives Fine Foods almost complete freedom and control over management, product selection, performance evaluation, and so forth. I see this as a lack of company structure, because if they had a different management basis, if manager 1 says 10 units is good and manager 2 says 5 units is good in a day, how can they be basis for what's good? They need to have a set guidelines and structure so the company be more efficient and they have everybody on the same page and figure out what they want. So it's clear they lack reward systems and team-based performance in their company, and they need to have this in their company because it's important, because reward systems play a valuable and important role in a company. The reward systems gives employees an incentive to work harder, thus making them produce more efficiently for the company. And if they have a team-based performance evaluation, individual-based performance will feel are vital to the livelihood and overall performance of the company, and using these 2 factors can increase the company's performance and boost the work ethic of the employees. So if the employees are given ultimatums and are told, if you do X amount of work, then X amount you get more in return, or maybe an increase in salary that drive motivation for them to produce more. And we can also focus on agency costs, which Tom knows more about.
Yes, agency costs, this also seems to be another problem. Agency costs are conflicts of interest between, say, a manager and a shareholder. So say the shareholder is looking at it in a broad perspective, like how can we do as a company, but the manager's looking at it as I need to make money and make myself look good. So they need to get more consistency in this. Potential agency costs that I saw with Fine Foods was the fact that is the special orders are only 2% of their profits overall. So as a shareholder, when she's going to come to you and say, we need all of this to change, we need to put all this effort into it, the shareholder may look at it as saying, hey, it's 2%, it's not worth it. They just need to be on the same page. She needs to realize, or she needs to tell him, maybe this is going to help us, and even if it's 2%, this could help the whole company. Or maybe if we cut this off or cut that out, they just need to get a more efficient system, more structure, because the complete freedom that they're given now, it just gives a large variety of what people may think is good, what you think is bad. If someone thinks you're doing good making a set amount of units and the other manager thinks you're doing bad making more, that's just not going to help the overall system. So if we cut down the agency costs, that'll again make profits higher and make Fine Foods a more profitable organization overall.
All right, so after hearing what you guys had said and talking with you guys before, we figured we came up with a pretty good idea. We came up with a team-based biannual performance. It's a little evaluation that says if you get good reports and you reach your production quota, you're gonna get some type of reward, some type of bonus to just it'll make workers work more efficiently, have more incentive to work harder. Ultimately, it will increase outputs.
All right, so we can all agree here that they definitely have some type of problem with their performance evaluations. So, I mean, whether it be that solution or not, they need to get some type of set standard between all their managing units and all their workers that will, make it more efficient, some type of rewards-based thing or anything like that, to make their workers more efficient and find a good way to evaluate each person individually. So that way we don't have, people getting by on different standards.
I like that.
Also, basically what they had, I read this out of the report that they gave us. It says, because it is privately owned, there is no external financial reporting, nor is there any obligation to use any set of financial accounting standards for internal reporting. Any external financial reporting is on a group or consolidated basis and done by Great Plains Capital. So, I mean, I see this as a huge problem. The external financial reporting, I think, is necessary for a company. You get down all your, financials and everything like that. Get them all in one set place so people can look at them and analyze them. I think that's one thing they need to do. They need to start putting out some type of external financial reporting. Also, the fact that they don't use any set financial accounting standards for internal reporting is just horrible. They need to get a set standard. That way, they're all in the same book. They all have all the same rules, regulations, and everything like that. It's definitely something that they need to get because. So clearly there's room for improvement at Fine Foods. I think with our suggestions, though, we can make them better than they have ever been. So Big Daddy, you want to take us away with the final summary of all of our suggestions?
All right, so what we got specialized workers. When they would come in, they would just focus on these products. We have minimum bulk orders for the production, so we can get rid of all the freight costs. Improve efficiency in the ordering and production systems. Found out that they need some type of reward system so everybody's on the same page. We need everyone to have the same type of standard when it comes to evaluation. Get rid of the promotions and marketing in Mexico because it's just such a niche market. We can eliminate those costs right away. And since weight varies so much between the products, it would be better if we just went with a quality allocation method versus a weight. So then the way the whole company can compare their products better.
All right. Guys, we did a good job today. I think we put in enough hours today and solved enough things. Let's wrap this up, put it all on paper, and send it in to Miss Smith so that we can get paid for this.
Work, man. Let's get some drinks.
Sounds good.
All right. Double party.